Good morning, children, and welcome to today's writing task. This is a two-day task that we'd like you to start today and complete on Monday, and it needs to be submitted on Monday. But I would love to read some tonight if you've started some. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through our writing task. I imagine you've already worked out, as we've been studying myths, legends and fables, that the chances are that we'd be writing one. So I'm going to give you an example here of two examples that you could possibly do. So you might do it formally, like a narrative, or if you'd like, you could do it like a comic strip. But I do expect to see these boxes up here, which you can't see very clearly on this picture, where they are the narrative. Okay, I don't just want characters and speech bubbles. Okay, so if you are choosing to do a comic strip, I do expect at the top or at the bottom of each box to see some form of narrative. And then obviously in the speech bubbles you can put what they're about to say. But there needs to be a very clear plot line. Okay, so if I was to continue, okay, your task is to write the opening paragraph for a myth or a fable or a legend. I really don't mind which, so long as there is a moral to the story. So I would reread what you did on Thursday and Wednesday, those lovely language that you found. Right, remember it is going to be in past tense. This is a myth, a legend, a fable that's been passed down over the years, so it will be about the past, an event that happened in the past. It needs to be third person, so they, the creatures. There is no I in it, okay? That is first person. So it does need to be third person. Okay, remember that your audience is 10 years above. So I'm expecting language, ambitious language for 10 years and above. And the purpose of your piece of work is to tell a moral or to a story. So don't judge your book on its cover, or if you're doing a legend, good over bad. So, steps to success. Well, in the opening paragraph, you need to introduce your characters, your two creatures, whether it's animals or a person. So it could be the tortoise and the baboon, it could be a soldier and a child. It's really up to you who your characters are, and your planning sheets are very exciting. What we'd like to see is good use of adjectives, so the menacing beast, the friendly child, and they give away aspects of that character. We'd like to see some noun phrases, so dark, he stared with dark, ashen and evil eyes. So dark, greyish and evil eyes tells me that this is potentially not a nice character. Emotion through action. We've talked about that a lot for the last 2 years, so you should be really, really good at this. Without hesitation, the beast twisted his hands in anger. Tells me, okay, he's fidgety, he's ready, and with anger. And I've got a lovely subordinate clause there at the beginning. Doesn't make sense. Without hesitation. So I'd like to see some really good character descriptions. Obviously, you will need to introduce your setting and pick a setting that's really easy to write about. A field is not exciting. There's nothing exciting about a field, but if you go into a forest or a graveyard or a mountain, or a cliff edge, it's open for so much more creativity. Guess what? I want to see some lovely adjectives to describe your setting, the haunted forest or the haunting forest. Okay, I want to see some noun phrases again. I've got an ly opener here. Strangely, the forest was a huge blanket of fear, woven with endless spiders' webs and the sound of laughing owls. Now, I've got a huge blanket of fear is a metaphor, woven with endless spiders' webs and sounds of laughing owls. Doesn't sound like the place I really want to be. And that is also a sentence of 3 descriptions. So the forest is 1, 2, 3. And a sentence of 3 descriptions is not 3 words, it's 3 descriptions. Don't forget to hook your reader in. Think about how you can hook your reader in. Leave them in suspense. Don't tell the whole plot line in the opening line. It's not until the last line of the paragraph, the boy that cries wolf, do we know what's actually happened. So leave us suspended. Put a twist in it. Start off all calm, it's all lovely, and then twist it. It's a great way of hooking a reader in. Right, now, these are things that we're looking for as a Year 6 writer. Right, so these aren't what makes a good myth, legend or fable. Great settings, great characters, emotion for action make a great legend and myth or fable. But these are features that we need to see in your writing so that we can say that you are a confident Year 6 writer. Obviously, reread your work when you send it in to us. The amount of children sending us work without capital letters and full stops, especially when you've done it on a computer and it actually highlights it. And the amount of children, if it's got a red line underneath a word, it's spelled incorrectly. Just right-click it and it will spell it for you. This is really the easiest place to use writing on. So language features, I want some short sentences. He stared, he darted, he looked. Creates speed in the reader and tension. Don't forget repetition. An MC plus MC. That's one sentence and the second sentence joined together. Now you might want to use fanboys or I saw a wallaby. Okay, and you can see them in there. So it's 2 sentences joined together. It's a compound sentence. I'd like to see some complex sentences. If only I hadn't entered this forest. Or when I entered this forest, it started. Whilst entering the forest, and the clicks are the commas. Until that moment, but it doesn't make sense. You need to add something to it to make it sense. So that's a complex. You should be perfect at this. It's no excuse. I want to see an ly opener, an in opener, and an ed opener, all followed with a comma. Strangely, the creature darted. Prepositional openers. Under the evil moon, beneath the dark skies, between the 2 haunting trees. A preposition. The clue is in preposition. It places an object somewhere. So we'd lovely to see those. Don't forget personification, human-like features. Okay, menacing eyes, whispering trees. Similes, some exciting similes would be super. Just one. A metaphor, a blanket of fear. Onomatopoeias, bang, crash, wallop. They're perfect for a comic cartoon because you can put them with the stars and make the noise make it look more like a noise. Exciting verbs. Not he walked into the forest, he darted. Varied noun choice. This beast, that creature, the monster. Vary your choice. Don't forget commas after openers. MC, semicolon, MC. So when you've joined 2 sentences together, one main clause and another main clause, and you used and but, you can put a semicolon in there. But don't forget, you need to put a pronoun. I don't think I can write with a pen. You need to put the pronoun beforehand. So no, my writing's not very good today. MC colon MC. Again, you need the pronoun. You can use that for because. And I expect one relative clause, and you all know how to use relative clause. Don't forget, you could use a relative clause with commas, or you could use relative clause with a dash. It would be lovely to see some dashes. And finally, there does need to be some dialogue in here. You've got 2 characters and at some point they're going to speak. So don't forget speech marks, capital letter at the start of speech, 1 of 4 before you put the speech marks back in, inverted commas, screamed the baboon. Don't forget a new line when it's a new speaker. Please try also to move the speech around the sentence. Is the speech at the beginning? Is it you split it? Or have you moved the speech to the end? That's very easy. Just swap the 2 parts around. And on your sheet, I've created a sheet for you to do this on. There is the steps to success. So you need to cross these out when you've done them. Now, the reds are non-negotiable. That means they have to be there. Complex should be red as well there. Dialogue should definitely be there. I'm looking for correct punctuation. So the reds are non-negotiable. Now, your planning has been absolutely fantastic. We're giving you 2 days to get a really good opening paragraph started. This project is until Friday. So next Friday, I want to launch lots of great stories on Twitter. So best luck. You've got 2 good days. Look back at your planning and have fun. Enjoy it. And we've already enjoyed your dragon poems, and Mrs. DeKell's been on our Twitter looking at those. So well done. So have fun and enjoy. See you in the Zoom shortly.